Freemasonry might look like just another club for old men, but it's actually a treasure trove of ancient wisdom and spiritual growth. Hidden behind its mysterious symbols and rituals lies a path to personal enlightenment that has captivated millions throughout history. This secret society isn't about controlling the world or guarding alien technology. Instead, it holds the keys to unlocking your inner potential and becoming the best version of yourself. Imagine stepping into a world where everyday symbols transform into powerful tools for self-improvement. Picture yourself surrounded by a brotherhood dedicated to making good men even better. That's the true essence of Freemasonry. It's not about fancy handshakes or secret world domination plans. It's about personal growth, moral development, and spiritual awakening. But here's the thing. Freemasonry isn't just about individual growth. It's a gateway to understanding some of life's biggest mysteries. Why are we here? What's our purpose? How can we make a real difference in the world? These are the questions Freemasonry helps its members explore. Now you might be thinking, why should I care about some old secret society? Well, here's why it matters. If we don't take the time to understand Freemasonry, we're missing out on centuries of collected wisdom about how to live a good life and make a positive impact on the world. It's like having a guidebook to life written by some of history's greatest thinkers, but never bothering to open it. But if we do dig into the teachings of Freemasonry, we unlock a whole new way of looking at the world and our place in it. We can learn how to become better friends, better family members, and better citizens. We can discover tools for personal growth that have been refined over hundreds of years. And we can tap into a global network of like-minded individuals all working towards the same goal, making the world a little bit better, one person at a time. Think about it this way. In our fast-paced, often chaotic world, wouldn't it be amazing to have a set of timeless principles to guide you? To have a supportive community that encourages you to be your best self? That's what Freemasonry offers. It's not about quick fixes or easy answers. It's about embarking on a lifelong journey of self-discovery and improvement. But understanding Freemasonry isn't just about personal benefits. It's also about clearing up misconceptions and appreciating the positive role this organization has played throughout history. When we understand Freemasonry, we can see beyond the conspiracy theories and recognize the real ways it has shaped our society for the better. So what exactly is Freemasonry? At its core, Freemasonry is a fraternal organization focused on moral and personal development. It's one of the world's oldest and largest non-religious, non-political, fraternal and charitable organizations. But don't let those fancy words fool you. At its heart, Freemasonry is simply a group of good men trying to become even better. Freemasonry uses symbols, rituals and teachings to convey moral lessons and encourage personal growth. Think of it like a school for life, where the lessons aren't about math or science, but about how to be a good person and live a fulfilling life. The origins of Freemasonry are a bit mysterious, which is part of its charm. Most historians trace its roots back to the stonemason guilds of the Middle Ages. These skilled craftsmen who built Europe's magnificent cathedrals and castles formed organizations to protect their trade secrets and support each other. Over time, these guilds began to accept members who weren't actual stonemasons, and the focus shifted from physical building to building better men. By the early 1700s, Freemasonry as we know it today was taking shape in England. It spread quickly across Europe and to the American colonies, attracting many influential thinkers and leaders. In fact, many of America's founding fathers were Freemasons, including George Washington and Benjamin Franklin. But what are the main goals of Freemasonry? It's not about gaining power or making money. The primary aims of Freemasonry are to encourage personal growth and moral development, to promote brotherly love and mutual support among members, to contribute positively to the community through charity and service, to explore life's big questions and seek greater understanding of the world. Freemasons use the symbolism of building and architecture as a metaphor for building a better self and a better world. They talk about smoothing rough stones, improving oneself, and using tools like the square and compass, symbols of moral rectitude and self-control, to guide their actions. One of the key principles of Freemasonry is the belief in a supreme being, often referred to as the great architect of the universe. This doesn't mean Freemasonry is a religion, far from it. Freemasons come from all religious backgrounds. The idea is that believing in something greater than yourself provides a moral foundation and a sense of purpose. Freemasonry is open to men of all backgrounds, religions, and races. The only requirements are that you believe in a supreme being, are of good character, and are at least 18 years old, though the exact age can vary by location. Now you might be wondering, if Freemasonry is all about making good men better, why all the secrecy? Well, it's not as cloak and dagger as you might think. Yes, Freemasons have some secrets, mainly passwords and signs used to identify each other. But these aren't dark, world-altering secrets. They're more like the secret handshake you had with your best friend as a kid. The real purpose of this secrecy is to create a sense of brotherhood and to ensure that the lessons of Freemasonry are experienced firsthand rather than just read about. One of the most intriguing aspects of Freemasonry is its system of degrees. These aren't college degrees or belts in martial arts. They're stages of learning and growth within the Masonic system. There are 3 main degrees in Freemasonry: Entered Apprentice, Fellow Craft, and Master Mason. Let's break them down in simple terms. Think of this as the beginner's level of Freemasonry. When you first join a Masonic lodge, this is where you start. The Entered Apprentice degree focuses on the basics of Masonic philosophy and symbolism. It's like the foundation of a building. Without a strong foundation, nothing else can stand. In this degree, new Masons learn about the importance of charity, truth, and brotherly love. They're introduced to some of the key symbols of Freemasonry, like the square and compass. The lessons at this level are about beginning to shape yourself, just like an apprentice stonemason begins to learn how to shape rough stones into smooth, usable blocks. The main themes of the Entered Apprentice degree are the importance of faith in a supreme being, the value of charity and helping others, the need for truth and honesty in all dealings, the significance of self-improvement and lifelong learning. This degree is all about laying the groundwork for your Masonic journey. It's about opening your mind to new ideas and starting to think about how you can improve yourself and the world around you. Once a Mason has learned the basics and shown that he understands and lives by Masonic principles, he can move on to the Fellow Craft degree. This is like the intermediate level of Freemasonry. The Fellow Craft degree digs deeper into Masonic symbolism and philosophy. It focuses on the importance of education, both of the mind and the soul. In the old days of stonemasons, a Fellow Craft was a more experienced worker who had more skills and responsibilities than an apprentice. In Masonic terms, the Fellow Craft degree emphasizes the importance of lifelong learning and intellectual growth, the balance between work, rest, and spiritual reflection, the significance of science and arts in understanding the world, the concept of personal responsibility and duty. This degree introduces more complex symbols and ideas. Freemasons at this level are encouraged to study the liberal arts and sciences, not just for practical knowledge, but as a way to better understand the world and their place in it. This is the highest of the 3 basic degrees in Freemasonry. Becoming a Master Mason is a significant milestone in a Freemason's journey. This degree represents full membership in the fraternity. The Master Mason degree focuses on some of life's most profound questions. It delves into themes of life, death, and rebirth, not in a literal sense, but as metaphors for personal transformation and spiritual growth. Key themes of the Master Mason degree include the importance of integrity and keeping your word, the inevitability of death and the legacy we leave behind, the power of brotherhood and mutual support, the ongoing quest for more light, knowledge, and wisdom. This degree often involves a dramatic ceremony that teaches these lessons through allegory and symbolism. It's designed to make a deep impression on the candidate, encouraging serious reflection on life's big questions. In Masonic symbolism, the Master Mason is like a skilled craftsman who can not only work with stone, but can also design and oversee the construction of entire buildings. In life terms, it represents someone who has gained wisdom and can now guide and mentor others. It's important to note that becoming a Master Mason isn't the end of the Masonic journey. It's really just the beginning. Freemasonry teaches that the quest for knowledge and self-improvement is never-ending. These 3 degrees represent a journey of spiritual and personal growth. They're designed to gradually introduce Masonic teachings and encourage members to apply these lessons in their daily lives. The idea is that as you progress through the degrees, you're not just learning facts or rituals, but you're actually transforming yourself into a better, wiser, more compassionate person. Each degree builds on the lessons of the previous one, creating a comprehensive system of moral and spiritual instruction. The symbols and allegories used in these degrees aren't meant to be taken literally. Instead, they're tools for reflection and self-discovery. Each Mason is encouraged to find personal meaning in these symbols and apply the lessons to their own life. For example, the symbolic tools of Masonry, like the square, compass, and plumb line, aren't just reminders of the fraternity's roots in stonemasonry. They're also symbols of moral lessons. The square represents fairness and honesty in all dealings. The compass reminds Masons to keep their passions and desires within proper bounds. The plumb line symbolizes upright behavior and moral rectitude. As Masons progress through these degrees, they're not just gaining knowledge, they're being challenged to apply this knowledge in their daily lives. The goal is to take the moral lessons learned in the lodge and use them to become better fathers, husbands, friends, and citizens. It's also worth noting that the 3 degrees aren't about creating hierarchy or exclusivity within Freemasonry. All Master Masons are considered equal, regardless of when they received their degrees or what other Masonic honors they might hold. The degrees are steps in a personal journey, not ranks in an organization. Another important aspect of the degree system is that it creates a shared experience among Freemasons. No matter where in the world a Mason travels, he knows that other Master Masons have gone through the same ceremonies and learned the same core lessons. This creates a strong bond of brotherhood that transcends national and cultural boundaries. The degree system also reflects Freemasonry's emphasis on gradual, steady progress. Just as it takes time and effort to turn a rough stone into a polished building block, Freemasonry teaches that personal growth and spiritual development are lifelong processes. There's no quick fix or instant enlightenment. It's about consistent effort and continuous learning. In many ways, the 3 degrees of Freemasonry mirror the stages of life. The entered apprentice represents youth and the beginning of the journey. The fellow craft symbolizes adulthood and the acquisition of knowledge and skills. The Master Mason degree reflects the wisdom of maturity and the ability to guide others. But remember, while these degrees are central to Freemasonry, they're not the whole story. They're just the beginning. Many Masons continue their journey by joining additional Masonic bodies that offer further degrees and opportunities for study and growth. These include groups like the Scottish Rite, which has 32 degrees, or the York Rite, which includes several orders with their own degrees. The important thing to understand is that these degrees aren't about gaining power or status. They're about personal growth, moral development, and the never-ending quest for knowledge and wisdom. They provide a framework for a lifetime of learning and self-improvement. In essence, the 3 degrees of Freemasonry are like a roadmap for personal development. They provide guidance and direction, but the real work of becoming a better person is up to each individual Mason. The degrees provide the tools and the knowledge, but it's up to each person to apply these lessons in their daily life. Freemasonry is rich with symbols, each carrying deep meaning and lessons for members. These symbols aren't just pretty pictures or decorations. They're tools for teaching and reflection, each one packed with layers of meaning that Masons spend years exploring and understanding. Let's start with one of the most recognizable Masonic symbols, the square and compass. You've probably seen this on Masonic buildings or in movies. The square represents morality, truthfulness, and honesty. It reminds Masons to square their actions with their beliefs. The compass symbolizes the need to circumscribe our desires and keep our passions within due bounds. Together, they remind Masons to balance their spiritual and material lives. Another important symbol is the all-seeing eye. No, it's not about secret surveillance or world domination. In Freemasonry, it represents the watchfulness of the Supreme Being, reminding Masons that their thoughts and actions are always known to their Creator. It's a call to live with integrity, even when no one else is watching. The letter G is often seen in the center of the square and compass. It has multiple meanings in Masonry, including God, geometry, and gnosis, knowledge. It emphasizes the importance of both faith and reason in a Mason's life. The acacia is a plant that holds special significance in Masonry. Known for its durability and ability to flourish in harsh conditions, it symbolizes the immortality of the soul and the endurance of truth. It teaches Masons to remain steadfast in their principles, even in difficult times. The pillars of Boaz and Jachin, often seen at the entrance of Masonic lodges, represent strength and establishment. They remind Masons of the importance of balance and stability in life. The rough and perfect ashlars are two stones used in Masonic symbolism. The rough ashlar is an unworked stone, representing man in his natural state. The perfect ashlar is a stone that's been smoothed and refined, symbolizing a Mason who has improved himself through Masonic teachings. This pair of symbols encapsulates the core Masonic idea of continuous self-improvement. The 24-inch gauge, a tool used by stonemasons to measure, teaches Masons about the proper division of time. 8 hours for work, 8 for service to others, and 8 for rest and reflection. The level symbolizes equality among Masons, reminding members that all are on the same footing regardless of their social or economic status outside the lodge. These symbols aren't just theoretical concepts for Masons, they're practical tools for daily living. A Mason might see a square and be reminded to act honestly in a business deal. The all-seeing eye might encourage them to make ethical choices even when no one else would know. The rough and perfect ashlars could inspire them to work on self-improvement. It's important to understand that these symbols aren't meant to have one fixed meaning. Freemasonry encourages members to reflect on these symbols and find personal meaning in them. What the all-seeing eye means to one Mason might be slightly different from what it means to another. This personal interpretation is part of the journey of self-discovery that Freemasonry promotes. Central to Masonic philosophy is the concept of the great architect of the universe. This is one of the most important and often misunderstood ideas in Freemasonry. First, let's clear up a common misconception. The great architect isn't a specific god or deity. Freemasonry isn't a religion, and it doesn't promote any particular religious view. Instead, the great architect is a unifying concept that allows Masons from different religious backgrounds to come together. Think of it this way. Just as a great architect designs and oversees the construction of a magnificent building, Freemasons believe in a supreme being that has designed and oversees the universe. This supreme being could be the God of Christianity, the Allah of Islam, the Brahman of Hinduism, or any other conception of a higher power. The use of the term architect is significant. It ties into Freemasonry's use of building and architecture as metaphors for personal and spiritual growth. Just as an architect designs a building, Masons believe that the great architect has a design or plan for the universe and for each individual's life. It provides a common ground for members of different faiths. By using a neutral term like great architect, Freemasonry allows members to pray and reflect together without favoring any specific religion. It emphasizes the importance of faith and spirituality in a Mason's life. While Freemasonry isn't religious, it does require members to believe in a higher power. The concept of the great architect underscores this requirement. It encourages contemplation of life's big questions. By pondering the nature of the great architect, Masons are encouraged to think deeply about the nature of existence, morality, and their place in the universe. It promotes humility. The idea of a great architect reminds Masons that there's something greater than themselves, encouraging a humble and service-oriented approach to life. The concept of the great architect also ties into Freemasonry's emphasis on science and reason. Just as understanding architecture requires knowledge of mathematics and physics, Masons are encouraged to study the architecture of the universe through science and philosophy. However, it's crucial to understand that Freemasonry doesn't dictate how members should conceive of this great architect. A Christian Mason might see the great architect as the triune God of Christianity. A Muslim Mason might see it as Allah. A deist Mason might conceive of it as a non-interventionist creator. The specifics are left up to each individual Mason. This approach allows Freemasonry to be inclusive while still maintaining a spiritual foundation. It's one of the reasons why Freemasonry has been able to attract members from diverse religious backgrounds throughout its history. The idea of the great architect also influences how Masons view their role in the world. If the universe is seen as a great work of architecture, then each person has a part to play in that grand design. This encourages Masons to seek their purpose and to work towards improving themselves and the world around them. In Masonic rituals and teachings, the great architect is often invoked, but not in the same way a deity would be in a religious service. Instead, it's more of a recognition of a higher power and a reminder of the principles that Freemasonry teaches. For example, Masons often use the phrase, "so mote it be," at the end of prayers or affirmations. This old phrase meaning "so may it be" is a way of expressing hope that their work aligns with the plan of the great architect. At its core, Freemasonry is all about personal growth and self-improvement. It's not just a social club or a charitable organization, though it certainly includes those aspects. The main goal of Freemasonry is to make good men better. But what does that mean in practice? How does Freemasonry promote personal growth? First, Freemasonry provides a structured system for moral and ethical development. Through its degrees, rituals, and teachings, Freemasonry offers a roadmap for becoming a better person. It's not about following a strict set of rules, but about internalizing principles that guide your actions in all areas of life. For example, Masonic teachings emphasize virtues like honesty, integrity, compassion, and responsibility. Masons are encouraged to practice these virtues not just in the lodge, but in their everyday lives. At work, at home, in their communities, Freemasonry also promotes intellectual growth. Masons are encouraged to study not just Masonic teachings, but a wide range of subjects. The idea is that a well-rounded education helps you understand the world better and make wiser decisions. Many lodges have libraries and offer lectures on various topics, from history and philosophy to science and the arts. Another key aspect of personal growth in Freemasonry is self-reflection. Masons are encouraged to regularly examine their own thoughts, actions, and motivations. This isn't about beating yourself up over mistakes, but about honestly assessing where you are and where you want to be. For instance, a Mason might reflect on how well they've lived up to Masonic ideals in the past week. Have they been as honest as they could be? Have they treated others with respect and compassion? Have they made time for self-improvement and learning? This kind of regular self-assessment can be a powerful tool for personal growth. Freemasonry also promotes growth through service to others. Masons are encouraged to be active in their communities, to volunteer, and to support charitable causes. This isn't just about doing good deeds, though that's certainly important. It's also about developing empathy, learning to see the world from different perspectives, and understanding the interconnectedness of all people. The fraternal aspect of Freemasonry also contributes to personal growth. By interacting with a diverse group of men who share similar values, Masons have the opportunity to learn from each other, to be challenged in their thinking, and to develop strong, supportive friendships. Many Masons report that their involvement in the fraternity has helped them become better communicators, more confident public speakers, and more effective leaders. These skills are developed through participating in lodge meetings, taking on leadership roles within the organization, and engaging in Masonic education programs. Freemasonry also encourages its members to strive for balance in their lives. The 24-inch gauge, one of the symbolic tools of Masonry, represents the 24 hours of the day. Masons are taught to divide their time wisely between work, service to others, and rest and reflection. This emphasis on balance can help Masons lead more fulfilling and less stressful lives. Another way Freemasonry promotes personal growth is through its emphasis on symbols and allegory. By contemplating the deeper meanings of Masonic symbols, members are encouraged to think more deeply about abstract concepts and to apply these insights to their own lives. For example, the symbol of the plumb line used by builders to ensure that walls are straight reminds Masons to live upright, moral lives. Reflecting on this symbol might lead a Mason to consider areas of their life where they might not be plumb, where their actions might not align with their values, and to make corrections. It's important to note that personal growth in Freemasonry is a gradual, ongoing process. It's not about dramatic overnight transformations, but about steady, consistent improvement over time. Just as a rough stone is slowly shaped into a smooth building block, Masons work to smooth their own rough edges over the course of their lives. Freemasonry also recognizes that personal growth isn't always easy. It often requires stepping out of your comfort zone, confronting your own flaws and weaknesses, and making difficult changes. But Freemasonry provides a supportive environment for this kind of growth, with brothers who can offer encouragement, advice, and sometimes a bit of gentle prodding when needed. Many Masons find that the personal growth they experience through Freemasonry extends to all areas of their lives. They become better husbands, fathers, and friends. They perform better at work and are more active in their communities. They develop a deeper understanding of themselves and their place in the world. Freemasonry's influence on society. While Freemasonry is primarily focused on personal growth, its impact extends far beyond individual members. Throughout history, Freemasonry has played a significant role in shaping society, often in ways that aren't immediately obvious. One of the most visible impacts of Freemasonry is its charitable work. Masonic lodges and grand lodges around the world contribute millions of dollars and countless volunteer hours to various causes. This isn't just about writing checks. Masons are often actively involved in community service projects, from building homes for those in need to supporting educational programs. But Freemasonry's influence goes deeper than charity. The principles and values promoted by Freemasonry have helped shape democratic ideals in many countries. Ideas like equality, freedom of thought, and the importance of education for all, which are central to Masonic philosophy, have found their way into the founding documents of nations. For example, many of America's founding fathers were Freemasons, including George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Paul Revere. While it would be an oversimplification to say that Freemasonry was directly responsible for the American Revolution or the US Constitution, the Masonic ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity certainly influenced the thinking of these men. Freemasonry has also played a role in promoting religious tolerance by bringing together men of different faiths and emphasizing their common beliefs rather than their differences. Freemasonry has helped break down barriers between religious communities. In the field of education, Freemasonry has been a strong advocate for public schools and universal education. Many Masonic lodges have scholarship programs and support local schools in various ways. Freemasonry has also influenced the arts and culture. Many writers, musicians, and artists have been Freemasons, and Masonic symbolism and themes can be found in numerous works of art and literature. In the realm of science and innovation, many notable scientists and inventors were Freemasons. For instance, Sir Alexander Fleming, who discovered penicillin, was a Mason. The Masonic emphasis on seeking further light, knowledge, has encouraged many members to push the boundaries of scientific understanding. It's worth noting that Freemasonry's influence hasn't always been viewed positively by everyone. At various times in history, Freemasonry has faced opposition from governments and religious organizations, often due to misunderstandings about its nature and purpose. However, in most places today, Freemasonry is recognized as a positive force in society. Famous Freemasons have made significant contributions in various fields. In politics, leaders like Winston Churchill and Franklin D. Roosevelt were Masons. In entertainment, Figures like John Wayne and Harry Houdini were members. In sports, Jackie Robinson, the first African American to play in Major League Baseball, was a Freemason. These influential Masons often credited the fraternity with helping shape their character and worldview. Many have spoken about how Masonic principles guided their actions in their professional and personal lives. Despite its long history and widespread presence, Freemasonry is often misunderstood. Let's address some common myths and provide truthful explanations. One of the most persistent myths is that Freemasonry is a secret society bent on world domination. In reality, Freemasonry is not secret. It's easy to find information about it, and Masonic buildings are clearly marked. While there are some aspects of Masonry that are kept private, like the specifics of ceremonies, this is more about preserving the impact of these experiences for new members than hiding any grand secrets. Another common misconception is that Freemasonry is a religion, or that it's anti-religious. Freemasonry is not a religion and doesn't try to replace anyone's religious beliefs. It welcomes men of all faiths, requiring only that members believe in a supreme being. Freemasonry encourages its members to be active in their own religions. Some people believe that Freemasonry is only for the elite or wealthy. In truth, Freemasonry welcomes men from all walks of life, regardless of their social or economic status. What matters is a man's character, not his bank account. There's also a myth that Freemasonry is an old-fashioned or outdated organization. While it's true that Freemasonry has a long history and cherishes its traditions, it continues to evolve and remain relevant in the modern world. Many lodges are embracing technology and finding new ways to apply Masonic principles to contemporary challenges. Some conspiracy theories claim that Masonic symbols on currency or in architecture are signs of some hidden control. In reality, these symbols are often simply acknowledgements of the contributions of Freemasons to the founding and building of nations. Another misconception is that Freemasonry is a networking club for business advantages. While Masons do form strong friendships, using the fraternity primarily for business or political gain is against Masonic principles. There's also a myth that Freemasonry is only for men. While it's true that traditional Freemasonry is a fraternal organization, there are related organizations for women, and some Masonic bodies do accept women members. By addressing these misconceptions, we can better understand what Freemasonry truly is: a fraternal organization focused on personal growth, moral development, and community service. As we've explored in this journey through the world of Freemasonry, this ancient fraternity offers a unique path to personal growth and enlightenment. From its symbolic degrees to its emphasis on moral living, from its rich symbolism to its commitment to community service, Freemasonry provides a framework for men to become the best versions of themselves. The Masonic journey is not about quick fixes or easy answers. It's a lifelong process of self-improvement, intellectual growth, and spiritual development. Through its teachings, Freemasonry encourages its members to look beyond the surface of things, to seek deeper meanings, and to strive for a higher understanding of themselves and the world around them. Freemasonry's influence extends far beyond the walls of its lodges. Its principles of brotherly love, relief, and truth have shaped societies, influenced world leaders, and contributed to the advancement of human knowledge and understanding. Yet for all its grand ideals and historical significance, Freemasonry remains at its core a deeply personal journey. It's about each individual Mason striving to be a better person, to serve his community, and to make a positive difference in the world. Whether you're a Mason yourself, considering joining the fraternity, or simply curious about this ancient organization, I hope this exploration has shed some light on the true nature of Freemasonry. It's not about secret handshakes or hidden treasures. It's about personal transformation, moral living, and the never-ending quest for more light. In a world that often seems chaotic and divided, Freemasonry offers a path of unity, self-improvement, and service to others. It reminds us that regardless of our backgrounds or beliefs, we are all part of the same human family, all working together to build a better world. As we conclude this journey, remember that the path to enlightenment is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. Whether through Freemasonry or other means, may we all continue to seek more light, to improve ourselves, and to make a positive impact on the world around us.